The defense minister is used to the limelight, and usually he enjoys the attention. But this time it was a different matter. Karl-Theodor zu Guttenberg had to face sharp opposition questioning in the Bundestag about his doctoral thesis. He admitted making some mistakes.
I was admittedly arrogant enough to think that I was capable of squaring the circle, of being able to reconcile my passion for politics and my work with academic and intellectual challenges as a young father. That was obviously too much for me. And that's why I have accepted the consequences from that, and, let me repeat it here, I'm foregoing the title.
You, Dr. Karl-Theodor Guttenberg, have declared that you wanted to be judged by the same standards as everyone else. If that's true, then you shouldn't be holding office anymore. Then you should have resigned.
The minister was in Afghanistan when the scandal first broke over a week ago. He was accused of having copied parts of his doctoral thesis, submitted 5 years ago. Suddenly, it was the hot topic in the media. And an internet site was set up to comb through the minister's doctoral thesis for evidence of errors and plagiarism. On his return to Germany, the minister gave a short statement on the matter to a hand-picked selection of journalists.
The dissertation that I wrote is not a work of plagiarism, and I most firmly reject the allegation.
Since then, more and more passages have been found that were clearly not written by the minister himself.
It is indeed from an article that I wrote in the Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. I'm not cited as the author. That's a clear breach of academic rules.
Zu Guttenberg attempted to put the scandal behind him at a CDU party meeting. He admitted making mistakes and said he was prepared to give up his doctorate.
You look back and think that you spent 6 or 7 years working on the dissertation, and during these 6 or 7 years realize you might have at one or the other point lost too much or even partially an overview of your sources.
The opposition think that zu Guttenberg must go. SPD politician Karl Lauterbach is a university professor as well as a member of parliament. He's heard the same kind of excuses from his students.
I think that he knowingly deceived the population and then lied to them.
But voters don't seem concerned. For them, zu Guttenberg is someone with their interests at heart, someone who says what he thinks and remains steadfast. The crisis has not damaged his ratings.
The majority of people believe that he cheated a bit, but they see that as a forgivable sin, something that doesn't need to be punished by stripping him of office. A large majority, 3/4 of them, say that is not a reason for him to resign.
Roger Boys is foreign correspondent for The Times. He sees the scandal as something typically German. He doesn't believe that it would have made the headlines for days on end in Britain.
The Arab world is in the midst of a revolution. There are really interesting things happening, and for 6 days this topic has dominated the German news. That's clearly over the top.
The opposition parties say the theft of intellectual property is not a minor misdemeanor. It can even lead to civil action if it's done with intent.
You have cheated and you have lied, and liars are not fit for office in this country.
But the government knows that zu Guttenberg is still Germany's most popular politician. With lots of important state elections coming up, they need him.
They want to drag a popular and successful defense minister through the dirt. We won't tolerate that.
The German chancellor was busy on the campaign trail in the southern state of Baden-Württemberg while the debate was raging.